I think everyone in the world has to have some sort of unhappy situation, some mountain that they must overcome, and just this year I happened to come across mine. And it's such a strange feeling because I've always been this happy, carefree person between me and my friends and family. I've always considered myself to be one of the lucky ones because of this. My biggest inspiration is this guy named Scott Albert, who is the single person behind the music project Celldweller.
There it is. I just did it. I got this just to recreate the THX theme.
Not only does he handle every instrument, but he also works all of the soundboards and synthesizers. He even started his own label company, and his success is known throughout the world. That's what inspires me, the fact that he does everything on his own and has lots of success from it. That's why I wear his apparel. It's a reminder for me that I want to show the world that it's possible for anyone to do anything. I've done really well back home at achieving this. As a kid, my whole family lived mostly independently from each other, so I was always going off and finding things to do, and I was really good at everything I came across. My dad constantly tells me about how amazed he is because of how I learned to do things on my own, and that's a lot coming from him since I think he has more all-around talent than Scott. So what am I good at? Mainly sports, and video games, especially Guitar Hero. Not to mention that I came out an honor student in one of the toughest school districts in the nation. But there's also other things that most people won't know about. For one, I'm really handy with technology. I love working with Photoshop, and I love to make my own custom edits of songs using Audacity, and they turn out amazing. I remember I made an animation in 6th grade using Photoshop images I made myself and mashing them together in iMovie. It was a really crude animation, but the catch was that I had to time myself perfectly and act alongside the movie. And for a 6th grader, that was overly impressive. And it blew everyone away. It's the only time that I've gotten 120% as a grade. But other than that stuff, I write my own stories and poems, I plan out my own video games and animation shows, I'm fairly decent at drawing, and I'm great at telling cheesy puns that'll make any girl's heart melt. I was on the path towards extreme greatness, and I knew it. Of course, this was all before I came to New Jersey. The problem with living 600 miles away is that I had to leave so much stuff behind, specifically my bowling balls and my gaming consoles. So the only thing I had was my laptop. It was terrible, I was so bored every day. And then I got stuck in this rut where all I did was sleep, use my laptop, and go to class. I pretty much spend every single second in my room either sleeping or eating or sleeping or watching videos or sleeping some more. I finally realized that I had depression. It's gotten to the point where I've had to ask my mom if I could transfer to a college close to home. But it's more than just the habits. Depression poisons one's mind. I'm now falsely telling myself that I'm not good enough for the world, and I constantly beat myself up over the tiniest things that I do wrong. It's gotten to the point where I've almost lost a couple of friendships back home with my best friends. I felt myself going lower and lower as time went on. So when did things change for me? Well, one night I got together with my friends Tim and Andrew. Tim and I had a comic due in 12 hours, and I hadn't even come up with an idea for mine yet. But a Christmas miracle happened, and I somehow managed to finish mine on time, and the class loved it. And it forced me to do some thinking. I haven't done anything this creative in years. What in the world caused this? All I remember was having fun with some friends while doing work. And that's when it hit me. Friends. It was so simple, yet made so much sense. It's friendship that gives me the motivation to do what I do best. And the more I thought about it, the more I decided to embrace it, and I could tell the depression chapter of my life was over. Now some people might ask me, why is your negative problem a really small section of your film? And the answer I came up with is that your problems are only as big as you make them. Everyone has control over what they do with their life, just like how I chose to show the world how it's possible for anyone to do anything. But there was one mistake that I made, and that was my decision to do everything on my own. Even Scott Albert has friends who help him with his music production and just to have fun. But it may have taken me 19 years to realize this, but I'm glad I did. This is the real me. The me who loves sports, the me who never passes up an opportunity for Super Smash Bros., the me who will never stop expressing his imagination, the me who wants to be a fun little kid forever. And the truth of it all is that my friends have helped me become the person that I am today, and I am a happy person with a lot of talent who will one day change the world thanks to them.